Good evening and welcome back to the Power Hour. It's the late shift with Hall of Fame Jason. What's up, my brother, man? Just messing around here a little bit.
What's going on, J Dog?
Legend Mike, what's up, my guy?
How we doing, man? Just you had to talk me off a ledge earlier.
Wow, there's no reason to get on a ledge.
I know, buddy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm glad we just got some movement. Oh, 90s. Are you still tripping too? Rob J. Drum. What's up there, Drum? What are you doing, man? Rob J. Drum. Woot, he says. What's up, my guy? Good to see you.
Man, I need to be kicked off in my butt.
Why is that?
I got a shot at a perfect 12-point buck earlier today with my bow. And I used the wrong sight pin.
Uh-oh.
And it wasn't buck fever. It's just I misjudged the yardage.
Oh no.
Shot about
by?
That arrow went about that far over his shoulder.
Damn it, man. That sucks.
And I could tell when I let that arrow fly, I was like, shit. I mean, but anyway, that's why. But I've already killed 3 this year, so it
kind of got it made out there doing that shit, right? That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the show, Eric Reherd.
Yeah, Eric Reherd. How you doing, brother? Yeah, I got one at the taxidermy right now.
Nice. Kyle Burnett didn't even last into the show, man. He came in running his mouth, and we had to boom him out of here right away. EJ's old boss just showed him in a locker for the Miami of Ohio wide receiver. Yeah, well, we heard some other stuff too there, Bagman. You're going to come in being all Mr. Doom and Gloom too. I guess we're going to have a bunch of Eeyores on here tonight. Oh, it's the end of the world. The end of the world for the Oklahoma Sooners.
We might as well not play.
Never play again. We're doomed.
We suck.
We suck. What's up, man?
What's up, Ken?
Ken Sterling. What's up, my guy? Let's see. They're flooding in from the surge. Oh, goody. Yeah. Stink ass cat. It's our guy.
I knew stink ass cat would be here. He's one of our loyals.
He's a smart guy, man. They are for sure. Was the surge just on or something? Is that what we need?
Yeah.
Can't mod, but you're here. That's all right. You don't have to mod there, Stephen G. And congratulations and shout out to old Stephen G.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He finished up his finals today. He's still got a ways to go in school, but good for Stephen G. Got through another semester. Give him some love. All excited.
Hey, how about improvement? How about Jaron Canick pulling off that ultimate troll job on Twitter the other day?
It's pretty funny, man.
And Stutz went right into it. Go be great.
What did you see? Did you see how Danny Okoye did the same thing? He said something about breaking, and he had people about to lose their shit.
Yeah.
Tripping. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, Okoye said he passed his final exam, and he's not a freshman anymore.
No longer a freshman. Now you're still a freshman until you finish up the whole year. But he came in. I think it's because he came in the spring last year, so he's actually not a freshman. I think that's right. Let's see. It's Stephen G, the future Oklahoma billionaire booster. Yeah, that'd be cool. He can give us all a job.
Yeah. Don't forget us senior Sooners there, Stephen G.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. I'm out of drink.
Hey, I got an interesting email. Now I'm not going to shout out anybody's name. It's not from the Sooner Surge or anybody like that, but
Don't bring those fuckers up, man. Fuck them.
But it was from a chat. And here's what the email read. I don't even have to look at it.
All right.
It said, "You being a Sooner fan since 1991 has no relevance to today's Oklahoma Sooners."
Just since 1991? That's cute.
Since 1971.
Oh, 71?
Mm-hmm.
Who? So it was somebody that we know?
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want
douchebags. Whoever it is, did you tell him to jump it? Might it have been a former friend of your show?
No, it wasn't that one. It was. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
It's a chatter from that other podcast.
Thrice, welcome into the show, sir.
Yeah, James Thrice.
I haven't seen you in a while. He said, "Hell, it ain't even late. It's early, and I'm drunk." Well, hot damn. That's the way to be. That's the way to be.
Damn, I got drunk. And
I really didn't come in here to like talk anybody off the ledge. I might push you over the ledge if you guys are going to freak out. All you guys. Yeah. I don't know how there's still like, let's see, T-minus 17 days of this portal shit. Plus, as each one of these teams gets knocked out of the playoffs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of what it is. Everybody relax, okay? Everybody relax. It's not the end of the world.
It's not. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
What's up, Satterfield?
What's up, Satterfield? What's up, Sooner in Texas? Yes, I'm keeping secrets.
We're keeping secrets. Let's see. Hell, it ain't even late. I love that one, man. Bryce, man, what you been drinking on tonight there, James? What you been sipping? Like the Sipping Sooner. I talked to the Sipping Sooner after the show today for a little while.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's been all over the damn country the last little bit, but I think he may come on with me tomorrow night.
Oh, cool.
If we do one, we may do one together tomorrow night.
Oh, awesome.
So he was headed back. He was actually over in this neck of the woods. He was in Carlsbad. He was driving back. So he's been from like he went from LA to New York last week, he said, and then he was up in South Dakota, drove something all the way over to, I forget where, but then he had to fly to Dallas and then drive something out here, and now he was headed back. I was like, shit, man, you need a couple of days off. What's this?
No freaking out here. I'm on 400 milligram of gummies, smoked a fatty, so I'm calm as can be.
Yeah. Hey, my Oklahoma ganja grower, he's been one of my new favorite follows, man. I've been watching him, and he's hilarious. I love it. Hey, 400 milligrams of gummies is a big. That's a lot of milligrams there, ganja.
I'm gonna ask ganja grower this. When I was in my counseling session with my VA counselor about my PTSD, he says I could get on any kind of medication. I don't believe in synthetic pharmaceuticals to get better because they make you a freak. But he did offer me a medical marijuana card. Now, I have never in my life smoked marijuana.
I don't know what the fuck you're waiting on.
Well, Jason, I hate to say it, but I've never judged people who smoke pot. I've got family members.
People only preface conversations like this when they do judge people that smoke marijuana.
I never have, because here's been my theory about it. I would much rather be around people passing around a joint than a bunch of hillbillies passing a bottle of Jack Daniels around, because there's going to be a fight with that Jack Daniels when hillbillies get together.
You can bet your ass on it.
But I've never seen anybody smoke pot, get high, and want to fight.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We went to when I was living in Vegas. I mean, I lived there for about 15 years, but we used to go to this reggae festival in San Diego. It's like a 3-day concert. Every other concert I've ever been to of any genre ever, there's been at least one big ass brawl, right?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, these dudes are just everybody's just kicking it, all love and chill at these places, man. Unbelievable. I love it. I love that whole vibe of going to those kind of reggae concerts and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Man. Yeah.
Jack Daniels catching strays.
Jack Daniels catches strays, bro. That's kind of how it goes, bro. You know what I mean? We don't smoke dope in Muskogee, Sooner in Texas says. I've heard otherwise, and I was born there, so I don't know. I'm just saying, I think it happens every once in a while. But Texans do say that the boys from Oklahoma roll their joints all wrong. So, you know.
Shit, they've never seen my family member roll one.
Hog-legged.
God. We're talking next level Cheech and Chong.
We don't exhale in Smoke-lahoma. Better. That's even better.
But yeah, so I'm thinking about getting my medical card.
Listen, here's what I would say. I think you're on the right track as far as like the differences and what it does to you. If it can keep you. Now, I will tell you this. If you're not used to it, you want to start slow and kind of do your thing. The gummies are definitely different than like smoking and stuff like that. Because you don't know how much you I'll let other people talk about it, but yeah, you can practically smell it. Oh, bro, it is definitely distinctive, right? But I've also been to like a Red and Meth concert one time, Red Man and Method Man, that, dude, there was more smoking weed going on in that damn thing than I've ever seen in my life. I got stuck. I wasn't even smoking. I was getting drug tested at that time, so you couldn't smoke anything. This was before they had when they legalized it out there in Vegas, and I was in the middle of the concert floor just doing this by the end, stuck, couldn't even move, and I wasn't even trying to smoke it. Yeah, low doses for the yeah. Edibles are better for medical purposes than smoking is. For PTSD, get you some gummies that are 1-to-1 THC and CBD. See, okay. I knew something about ganja, you know, that he would probably steer you in the right direction there.
Yeah, you can eat more, but not less. LOL.
Facts. Yeah, once you go over the line, it's all bad. It's all bad. So that's the difference for me. So like, I've smoked throughout. You know, it just depends. You know, if you have a certain job and you can't or whatever, you don't do it. So, you know, hey, listen, I believe that everything should be in moderation, including moderation, by the way. But, you know, but I would just say that, like, I had a friend in Vegas that he used to, we would do TVs and stuff for him, and he was selling weed or whatever. But he would always send me some home or whatever. Half the time I wouldn't do anything with it, but he gave us these brownies one time.
Oh shit.
And I was like, he said this, one of his customers made it for him or some shit. And dude, I shit you not. So my ex-wife at the time, she wasn't a big smoker either. So, but she was like, that smells good. The brownie actually smells pretty good. I'm going to try it. And she took a little piece of it, and it messed her all up. She was struggling to sleep. It was making her weird out and stuff like that. Because you can go too far with it. That's what I'm saying. It's a different feel. And I tell you that, we'll get to that. You're gonna make us end up having to take an edible right now. Let's start with the Nigel Smith shit. No, anyway. It messed her up. I woke up in the morning and she's still freaking out. She was like, I couldn't sleep. I don't know what's going on. And I was like, oh shit. And I just called her a lightweight and didn't think of it. Well, the next day I took a pinch. I shit you not. We're talking the brownie's this big, you know?
Yeah.
And I took a pinch off the corner just to taste it, to see what the taste was like. I go to sleep. She wakes me up to take her to work the next morning. I don't know how the fuck I managed that one. I took her to work and came back. Go back to bed. The next thing I know, my son's waking me up after school. He gets out of school at like 1:00. He's in there and he's going, Dad, your phone is blowing up. There's a lady that needs you to come do a job for her. And he hands me this phone, and I'm fucking, and I'm sitting there, hello, and the lady's asking me about whatever. I said, I'm going to have to call you back. I just hung up on her. I just was like, went back to sleep. And then he wakes me up a couple hours later talking about, you got to go pick up Tiff. I was like, bro, you go do it. He was like, I don't even have my license. I don't care.
I don't care.
Send him. I was so fucking mad at my friend. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like,
hey, before we get back on topic, a good watch. You know the comedian Bill Engvall? Go watch him when he mentions trying pot for the first time. If you're not in the floor rolling,
dude, he's funny, man. They mean that one stuff is pointing. Oh, dude, it's well, and I think it's just it metabolizes different in your body too. So it's a whole brownies are insane.
So when you do the edibles, do they give you the munchies like you do when you smoke it? Like I see everybody do?
Mm-mm. No, that only kind of happened. I mean, that's generally, I guess you get the munchies still whenever you smoke. I'm still I'm just every couple of weeks kind of guy with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like maybe if I'm pissed off about something or whatever, or a little stressed, I'll take I've got a little pin or whatever that I hit the pin a couple of times and I'm like, I'm good. But CBD will even out the effects. See, look at this. We got a bunch of weed understanders in here. What are we talking about right now? College football and weed. And weed, man.
Man. Which speaking of, I went back in my archives and watched one of the best David Chappelle movies ever made, Half Baked with Jim Brewer.
The first movie he made. Yeah. All right. Let's we are way off topic, but
we are way out there, brother.
You know what? We can talk about whatever the shit we want. It's the late shift. Welcome into the late shift, everybody. Appreciate everybody coming in. And it's sleeping for 2 days. I can see that, Jimmy. It happens. You know, it just does happen. Brownies went nuclear. Yeah, that one for me, if that's what you're talking about, dude, I was really pissed off at my friend. I was like, bro, what the fuck's wrong with you giving me that shit? So that's really the last time. I've had a couple of like the little hard candies in the past, but it doesn't seem to do anything. But he's right. You can always take more, but once you get to that point that you've taken too much, oh Lord, here we go.
Bishop Frank said, "Hey y'all, I'm hungry."
Oh, Bishop Frank, I love it. I love it. I love it.
You, Bishop Frank.
People have different reactions. Secondary cannabinoids are responsible for things like the munchies, not the THC or CBD. Okay. I got a weedologist in here. Thank you, Ganja. All right. Craig, how is the fan base freaking out like you said? Let's see, where's Craig talking about the freaking out of the fan base? Everybody get your smokes ready. What are we talking about? Am I just missing it? I missed it. I don't know. I don't see it.
Maybe he.
Oh, yeah. I called that punter being our first commit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the guy that I already booted out of here was like, this program is doomed. We signed somebody from wherever he's from.
Kennesaw State.
Yeah, Kennesaw State. That's it. It's the punter, dude. Who cares where you find the punter? It's not like you want him to play quarterback.
We don't care if it came from that football team from unnecessary roughness. If it's a punter.
So many criminals. It's dude, it ain't even illegal in most states anymore there, Sooner in Texas. Welcome to 2024.
Yeah, Sooner in Texas. Alabama is freaking out right now.
Craig said yesterday the portal would be first commit and fan base would implode. Yeah, not wrong. It's silly shit. Look, guys, and then somebody was bringing up, what was that one that we were just talking about? Well, goated, I'll get back to this one. Best part of How Big with Harlan saying I'm somebody's bitch with pride. That was great, dude. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was awesome. Does anybody else get nervous when PT said I don't watch PT, but very much, but that Brooks and Nigel are poorly. Wondering why they haven't hit either bad info or things changed. Things can change, and it could be bad info. It depends on what is going on with Parker. You never know. But I'm just busting Parker's balls right now. But I would just say that things do change, and what we need to understand is that if anything, I mean, not to be nice about Parker, but it sounds to me like it could have actually, the fact that he said that shit could have sparked an uproar to not allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a lot of wishy-washy donors right now, it sounds like to me, right? A lot of wishy-washy donors. So, and for better or worse, you know, Bob Stoops still being around is helpful because he can, there's the people that don't believe that Brent Venables is the guy, and this is just, and again, this is I don't know that everybody believes in Coach V so much, but I think the larger majority of Oklahoma fans, generally speaking, are in a wait and see mode, at least. Yeah. Or either that or you're fully on side, right? I don't think it all really. But here's the other thing too. Just like kids change their mind, people can have their mind changed for them when it comes to something like that. Now, I would say that there was a reason for the uproar when it came to those two guys, because we're talking about guys from the trenches, which is where you theoretically, we're not in that bad a shape. We need skill guys right now, right?
Right.
But you don't want to start losing guys like that. And Nigel, especially, man, he's going to be one of those dudes. You know, this is All-American type guy, you know, that can play interior or on the edge, you know?
Do you think the Mason Law Firm comes back, J-Dog?
Yeah, man. They're not letting him go. There's no way
they'll drop a big bag for Mason.
Dude, everything that I've heard about that one is that is a no-brainer. It'll happen. It's all good. Stoops don't smoke dope. Oh, well, that's okay. Sucks for him. Dude, I don't even know why we're still having this conversation about the weed. We're just fucking around, guys. Relax.
Well, I tell you what does make me feel good about Mateer coming to Oklahoma is us hiring the assistant quarterback coach from where Ben Arbuckle come from.
Yeah, he's coming. Guys, he's coming. It's a lock.
Lock.
I shouldn't say anything's a lock. That's a stupid thing on my part to ever say that, because nothing is, even when it is.
Even when it is, yeah.
Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. No, I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think that was saved by the fact that Parker spit that out there, that it was a possible thing. It was something that they were still. I think that this is probably, I talked to somebody a little while ago, in what that person was telling me was, what you have to understand is that these negotiations are ongoing, right?
Yeah.
And no matter what, you have to look at it in terms of, you have your priority person, you have your priority players, and that's why I would say the law firm ain't going nowhere, because he's coming back. They're not going to let him. He's at priority number one. You know what you have in him. He continues to get better, and so he's earning every dollar, right? Yeah. They're not going to let him get out of here, and he should hold their feet to the fire for every dollar.
And I don't think
they don't have oil money. They got a bunch of farmers out there. They don't really have oil money there. Yeah, but cotton farmers got a lot of money too.
I don't think Jaden Jackson is gone because freshman All-American.
Come on.
I mean,
he'd have to get past Stoney, and that ain't happening, guys. It's not happening. That's like DEFCON 4 now. If that happens, because you're probably losing Stoney and you're losing that whole damn power line class.
Yeah.
You know, now it's turned into, oh shit.
Yeah.
In the end, here's what I would just say. there's a long time of this shit left for us to be every little knee-jerk thing that happens. Whoa. The Bowen brothers, yeah, I heard about that one too. You know, all kinds of there's been a rumor about every guy on the team at some point in the last week, pretty much.
Yeah. My heart is saddened that Deshaun entered the portal though. Deshaun McCullough. That one saddens me.
Yeah, I didn't like it. That one, I'm still wish that, you know, Nick Six was coming back. I understand why he's not.
Yeah.
I really hated that Makari Vickers is gone.
Yeah, seatbelt. My God.
Yeah, my guy, man.
Yeah.
But I think, the law firm was always great. He was just hurt. Right. Well, he had a big year this year, though. I think had he not had the kind of year that he had this year, number one, maybe he's not even going anywhere, trying to go anywhere. But number two, they would probably be pushing him out the door had he not, right? This is the difference a year can make in your life. And, you know, think about it. A year ago, people were like, at some point, R. Mason Thomas is going to have to do something, right? At some point, he's going to have to do something. And then, dude, let me just tell you, the Wazoo boards haven't gotten a fucking thing right about anything with
Mateer.
Not even just with Mateer. They didn't have it right about Arbuckle at any point.
I know.
So
how come every time we say Mateer, I want to call him Mater?
Good enough. That's a big fact. Keeping Joe John is holding your tight end recruiting in the portal back. They're not keeping him.
Nah.
You want to explain this for him one more time? So, I don't. He's gone.
I've already heard. Yeah, I've already heard he's going to Purdue, and I don't know how true this rumor is, but I've heard people say that he's already recruiting for Purdue.
You better not be doing that.
That's illegal. That's
it's Lincoln-esque. Yeah, you know.
You got you a super chat from Neilio, my brother.
Neilio, my guy. Yo, homeboy, yo.
Yeah, me and Neilio was hitting the Vanilla Ice this morning.
That was funny shit. I was like, oh, here we go with the Vanilla Ice. Are you kidding me? Chicken. 12 teams in the playoffs. We'll have players going into the transfer portal as well. Some of them have already started, you know, or announced their intentions. Some of them haven't. I mean, look, I think that you're still kind of trending and you're trending towards some of these other guys here. Let me go through my list here that I got. There's some possibilities, but I don't think we need to knee jerk into getting anybody. If the kid that ended up at Tech, you know, big deal. You know what I mean? Here's what I would tell you. First off, we got really good news about Giovanni today. Apparently, he's back in the fold with Oklahoma. We didn't think that was going to happen. Coach Ricks wasn't even talking to the family. He was trying to, and they were just kind of closing up shop to have their own discussion or whatever, right? You know, they were just keeping it within the family of the immediate family. So he didn't know anything, and then he was, I think, quite naturally, he was like, "Oh shit, it's probably not going to happen." Well, apparently this morning he was back talking to him and said that he felt like that he was getting ready to have that. He was going to take the visit, and I guess he'd been having some good discussions.
Yeah.
The people that are talking about let EJ go and all that shit, are you people insane? Jacob Jordan was a walk-on, a freshman, true freshman walk-on, and developed to the point that he caught more footballs than pretty much any other receiver this season.
Yep.
Jaden Gibson last year couldn't catch a fucking cold in the spring.
Nope.
And he caught 5 touchdowns in the end of the season on 13 catches.
He sure did.
They're figuring it out, and he knows what he's doing. And we had Coach Top on here the other morning. He was like, dude, EJ's got this.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, and if there's anybody that knows, it's Coach Top.
Dude, Coach Top knows those dudes, man. He's tight with all of them. He's him and Brennan Marion are tight. He's tight with Rashad Samples. I mean, he knows all those guys. And that's that Dallas-Fort Worth area group of guys. Yeah. Coach Roybal knows a bunch of those guys as well. He said if they get rid of that dude, he goes, there's no shortage of people that will be going after Emmett Jones.
Exactly.
No shortage. It's the same shit we talk about with Big Bill.
Exactly.
He'll have a job the next day.
Yeah, they let EJ go today. He will have a job yesterday.
It's a stupid conversation.
Yeah.
Stupid conversation. But it continues. The conversation
it continues.
But no, I don't think that he's been recruiting any tight ends. Look, that's going down, guys. He's out. He's out. I told you guys before the season was over, and when he was saying, everybody was like, "No, Coach V's keeps saying he's keeping the whole staff." What do you expect him to say?
You're not going to get that ain't BV's MO. He's not going to publicly say that he's fired a coach. That's not BV at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't think that's what he's. Well, maybe he is, but I think it's more. Well, I will say this part. Bagman, you're one of the people that wanted him to call the game and stick with the same offense. And what have you guys heard me saying? Install the new one for fuck's sake.
Yeah. You can take pieces out of the new offense and put because like you said the other night, Ben Arbuckle's offensive schemes is an index card. It's not a big 6-string binder. And you could take some plays off of that index card, install into that offense.
You got some different motions. You got some different formations out of it. You've got some different looks that you want to get out of certain plays. One play can be 10. Depending on how you do it. You could run one play 10 different ways with 10 different motions, 10 different looks. What you're trying to do is get looks and get things out of certain guys on the defense. If you've got a guy, you've got a linebacker that's breathing down your fucking neck every time that you got something going to one side or the other, then you want to run motion at him or possibly away from him, depending on what you're getting. There's just certain things that you have to try to do to get them in precarious spots. That's what offenses are so differently. I even think about like the NBA. You remember back in the Bulls heydays where they ran the triangle and they stuck to that triangle.
Exactly.
Well, they don't do that shit anymore in the NBA. They've got it's like a lot of one-on-one plays, right?
Yeah.
So you might have a pick and roll type of situation, but you'll have something that it's basically a 2-player play, and then the other guys are kind of freelancing to get open where they are because everybody's shooting a 3. And it's things like that. But there's little things adjustments that can be made to the point that you don't have to do all that crazy shit.
That's right.
What do we got here? Talked to Shadita this morning. I'm not sure but it was not. Oh, Bryce is he wants to have this argument. Let's do it. Let me send in this link real quick. Freaking Brycey. Makes me laugh. Bishop Frank, you want to pop in a minute?
Ask gas or grass. Nobody rides for free. That's right, Neilio.
That's correct, buddy. Comanche Sooner, welcome into the show.
Yes, sir.
Chicken Neilio. Let's see. Oh, Cabernet's back. How'd you make it back in here, buddy? I had you out for 24 hours. You must be on the other channel. Is he on your channel?
I'm not even sharing. Jason, I don't even know how to share my stream.
That's right. You can't do that on this one.
You can't do it on that.
Comanche. Jason Becker. Yeah, get Lee Pack as tight end coach. Yeah, I think that's getting closer and closer. Oh, you were being sarcastic. Good news. We'll let you stay then. We'll let you stay. We need wide receivers that grew up drinking milk. Oh, you had wide receivers, broke too easily. Lance, don't. we're not gonna do all that. It's just as easy to blame the shit on the medical staff. Just so you understand it.
Yep.
Don't do it. Just don't do it, man. There's no reason to slander these guys. There's no reason to slander these guys. And you just got done talking about damn JJF, but nobody's talking about Seth anymore. Nobody's, because he's gone. It's over. Nobody's thinking about it. He was the problem, folks. He was the biggest problem. And I mean, when you put all those things together, it's a wonder to me how you went 6-6.
I know, Jason. It's amazing. Absolutely. Boy, every time I say that name SL, my tobacco gets soured.
Yeah.
Makes me swallow my snuff. Uh-oh, Jason's. I hear the keyboard clicking. Yeah, Jason Jason Becker, we did get a punter today.
Yep. A punter. Oh, goody.
Ooh.
Bryce, get out of your feels. Get out of your feels before we start this conversation. Get out of your feels. Welcome into the show, the frenemy, Bryce Pinson. What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Am I even on here? It's like a weird blue screen. Let me see what's up with this. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see that big old dome.
All right, cool. Well, I can't see y'all. I'm literally in my garage. Me and this dude were arguing last night like crazy. And
I stopped arguing last night about it. And I don't know what you're talking about in your little text message about how.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you. So last night, I told you to ask the dude that played for Georgia.
Hold on. Preface the whole damn story about what we're talking about here. What are we talking about? We're talking about the argument about who should win the Heisman, who shouldn't win the Heisman.
No, that's not the argument. I don't care who should win the Heisman. The argument was the only player.
His argument, but the conversation was because we were going to have a conversation about the Heisman and who should win it and who shouldn't, and making an argument one way or the other. And he came to me and said, I don't think that Travis Hunter should win it because and he didn't say 10 guys. He said anyone can. There's a bunch of guys that could do what he's done this year.
10 on every team. 10 on every team.
Okay. He said 10 on every team could do the same thing that he's done, except nobody ever does that.
I said that 10 on every team.
Nobody ever does that.
Both ways. If you've ever been in a football locker room, you know that there's 10. Well, especially in a college.
There's a lot of guys that play the both ways in high school, but this is not high school football we're talking about. We're talking about power 4 football.
So let me say what just happened then, because you told me last night that you asked Thad if there were 10 guys in the locker room, and he said
I didn't ask him that.
That's what I asked you to ask him.
I asked him what I wanted to ask him, which was simple. Is he the Heisman winner? And is there a bunch of dudes?
We're past that argument. That's not the argument. The argument was,
is there a bunch of dudes that would be able to do that? And his answer to me was, I don't know. I've never seen anybody do it before. He said that he felt like Champ Bailey could have done it, but he didn't do it. So how does he know?
Okay, let me tell you what his answer was to me, because I talked to him for 30 minutes this morning.
Cool.
So I said this. I said, hey, do you think there's 10 guys in every locker room that could play both ways effectively? He said, absolutely. I said, do you think there's 2 guys on every team?
Did you ask him that part?
Let me finish. I said, do you think there's 2 guys on Alabama and Georgia that could do it at an elite level as good as Travis? He said, absolutely. I said this. I said, do you think that Ed Reed, Brian, or actually I didn't say that. I said, I believe Ed Reed, Brian Urlacher, Deion Sanders could do it better than Travis, and Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson could all do it. And he said, Bryce, I agree with you 100%. Then I asked him, I said, that's why they have athlete tags, right? Because they can play multiple positions. He's like, absolutely.
Yeah, but they choose a position for the athletes almost every time, right?
Oh, for sure. But the thing was, I said, so you're saying what I'm saying. The only reason that he's the first to do it is because he's the only one who's ever been given the opportunity because he plays for Coach Prime. He said, I 100% agree with you. I don't know what you asked him, but that's what the argument was.
That's not. I'm not arguing that could happen if somebody allowed it to happen. What I'm saying is
that's what I'm arguing. That's the only argument I'm
told me this.
I even told you last night.
Hold on a minute.
Travis Hunter's going to win the Heisman.
Hold on a minute. He also said that, you know what? It's a huge, huge risk for them to have put him through 130, 140 plays a game, because that's the part that you say anybody could do it and do it at an elite level. There's certain guys that could have done it at an elite level. There's no doubt about that. Deion Sanders was one of them, but he did it in spot duty, even in the NFL, right? It wasn't 100. It wasn't every play chasing around the best receiver, playing one-on-one, by the way. And how many college corners are playing one-on-one and locking up your best receiver and then turning around and going and being the best receiver on the other side of the ball? Not to say it couldn't happen. I'm telling you that until it does, it matters. That was
no one said it didn't matter.
Yes, you did. You said that you acted like it's a no big deal that he went and did this shit. And it is a big deal.
What I was saying is the Heisman Trophy is for who's the best player in the league. If he's the best player,
he's the best player in the country.
Okay, cool. Then give it to him. But if he's not, then don't give it to him just because he plays both ways. And I do believe he's the best player.
That's never been my argument.
Oh, gosh, bro. We can read the text messages. I was Skip Bayless yesterday because of what I was saying, and now all of a sudden you're agreeing.
No, I'm saying you're acting like it. You were acting like it's no big deal what he did, and I'm telling you it is. And it was just like Skip Bayless with his damn Westbrook bullshit.
It wasn't, because everything that I said was absolutely right. Everything I said was
just talking about you. The fact that people will sit there and act like what Travis Hunter has done this season doesn't mean shit is insanity to me.
No, it absolutely does. And the fact that he won the Blintikoff Award today, the best receiver in the league, the fact that PFF has him as the number 3 corner in the country. Okay, yeah, give him the Heisman. My question, all I was stating was that
he's not the best at either one. So why are we making him?
No. That's not what I said. What I said was, let's just not give it to him because he plays both ways. If he's the best player in the country, give it to him. If he's not, don't.
That was the only argument that you had. The argument would have been
I'll
over.
I'll read the fucking text, bro. Sorry to say the F word. I will read
you can say the F word on this show. I say fuck all the time. But I'm going to tell you right now, we had a phone conversation too that isn't recorded or anything like that. And we had that conversation.
What was the conversation?
It would have been over with. If you said what you just said to me then, we would have never argued.
Okay. You're right. We did have a phone conversation, but if you read the text, when we got to the Ashton Genty portion, hold on.
Conversation too, by the way. And I'm like, bro, what are we even talking about?
But whenever we look at the Ashton Genty conversation, if you look at the text message, what did I say? I said, Jason, you convinced me that Mountain West, it's not as impressive. If you look at the text, I literally put that. I said, Jason, you convinced me. So this ain't about the Heisman no more. I think Travis does deserve it. But the rest of it.
That was the last thing you said. That was after you freaking freaked out on me and talked all kinds of shit for like an hour, and I didn't even say nothing back.
Okay, either way. Well,
come on, bro. You got to get out your field here.
What did you ask Shoddy, bro? I told you to ask him, are there 10 guys in the locker room
you want to know what I asked him? You know what I asked him? I'll tell you what I asked him. I'll tell you exactly what I asked him. Hold on.
Okay.
It's right here.
Because you go look at my message, what I told you to ask him. I said, ask him if there's 10 guys that can play both ways effectively.
You know what? That's a book that I have to reread to go find what you said about him, because that was like one of the shortest things you wrote to me. So what I had already asked him this, by the way, by the time you even said that to me. Okay. I'd already asked him, because you were talking about the FCS guy that should be not named
I mean, I'll name him, but you don't know who he is.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even. That's not even the point.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
You're right. That's
the
why
point is you were bringing his opinion as okay because he says it could happen. We still haven't seen it happen until now.
Exactly, because of Deion Sanders, not because of Travis Hunter.
Listen, it doesn't matter. It still hasn't happened. Is the point? So and that's what I asked Shawty. I'll just tell you again. This is what I said. Quick question: does Hunter deserve the Heisman? And he said, yes, he's still very, very raw, just so athletic. He makes it look easy. And who else in the draft could be drafted top 10 on offense or defense? I said, nobody. I said, nobody. And I said, and I don't need convincing. I know they're right. I said, but how many guys how many guys going back to when you played could have done both at such a high level with that amount of wear and tear on your body? And he was like, that's kind of the point of it. It's not, not his fault. Because if that's the case, let's see it be done again. He was saying it's not that it can't be done. It's that it hasn't been, but you have to prove it before you can.
It won't be done again because Deion's not going to coach everybody. And in the grand scheme of things, he did play at Colorado. He didn't play at Alabama. And it makes more sense to make sure that guys aren't getting hurt. It makes more sense to not put them through that many plays. That wasn't my argument. If you remember, I said take durability out of it. That's what I was saying. But I was saying he does play the least, like quarterback, wide receiver, and cornerback. And Shadi agreed with me 100% on this. Are the safest three positions in football besides punter and kicker.
Except that he doesn't care about going across the middle and taking shots either.
No, that's fine, but that's part of it. But you're only catching, 9 balls a game? You're only taking 9 hits a game at receiver. Now, you are blocking, but you're only taking 9 hits a game.
Okay, well, but you're taking big hits from safeties. You could be taking them from linebackers. Not every play. And the fact is, he's the best player on the field all the time. So more times than not, he probably doesn't take any hits. But the point is,
he does. He once a month.
Look, I know in that damn Colorado game, I was surprised he ever played again after the Colorado State game last year.
Oh, for sure. And he took a similar hit in Colorado State this year.
Right. There was a few games that he did. The point is, in the end, I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm saying it hasn't been. That was what I was saying. It hasn't been done. So let's not kill him. Don't be hating on him because he did do it.
No, we can go back and read the text. You were acting like what he did was damn near impossible. No, it is impossible because of the coaching staff, not because of the player.
That's not even right. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to keep arguing with this. The point is, if you're telling me that he's supposed to win the Heisman, I'm with you. So we're done.
No, I agree with you. After seeing that he won the award, that he's the best wide receiver and he's a top 3 corner, sure, I'll give it to him.
He did get rocked against Colorado State. He did, John Russell. That's correct.
The smartest thing you said, because I was just thinking of Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead broke every record for a garbage team in a garbage conference in a garbage division. And you know what? It wasn't that impressive. And therefore, Ashton Jeanty did it in the Mountain West Conference. I agree with you. You're right. But he's still a bad dude, and he's going to do good in the pros.
I like Ashton Jeanty. I was never saying that I don't like Ashton Jeanty either. I think we take a side on who we want and whatever, you know what I mean? So you're going to say, but in the end, I look at the Mountain West and I know that
you're right.
There's almost no defenses out there.
Well, I'll tell you, there are 5. What would you say?
3 of the top 15 rushing teams in the country are in the Mountain West because they play the rest of the Mountain West.
No, you're right. But if you look at Jeanty, he didn't have one single bad game. Not one. Not against Oregon, San Diego State, UNLV, not against.
But what do we talk about? Okay, and I even said this. I've been pumping Oregon in their defense until what I saw last week against Penn State. When you said they gave up 300 yards to Penn State.
Yeah, 300 more. They gave up like 2.5 more yards per play. Cool. You don't do that and win the game. No one does that and wins the game.
Yeah, they got off the hook there. Now, can they flip it around and still win it? I think they can. I don't know that they do because the whole CFP didn't exactly reward them for being number 1 in the country and getting the number 1 seed. The freaking bracket is not. I don't think it's the easiest of the two for them.
You know what? The bracket's ugly. There's some stuff. I mean, I already told you I would put in Alabama should have been there. I think there could have been 2 or 3. If you're looking for the best teams, you had to put more SEC teams in there, regardless of record, if you're looking for the best teams. But they don't go by best teams. They go by teams that deserve it more, whatever that means. But if they put in the best teams, you would probably not even have Boise State in there, and you would have a lot of SEC teams, and they have them as a 3 seed. And so I don't know. I don't know what.
I don't think Boise belongs. I also don't think SMU belongs, but they belong in this field, I guess, because of what we can have this conversation too. But welcome into the show, Bishop Frank. My man, how you doing, man?
Doing good. What's good?
Chilling, man. We're just having this argument.
Y'all keep cooking.
This is what me and the frenemy do. This is what me and the frenemy do. We yell at each other and tell each other we're idiots for a day.
I've been working for like
he's all pissy about it. I'm so pissy about it.
I'm getting off. 17 hours of work. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Go to bed. Bye, Brycey.
Later. Kick me out.
Freaking Brycey, man. Bryce Pinson, the frenemy. He's actually started the channel with me and then bailed on me. Not too long after that. No, I love Bryce, man. It's my boy. Just fucking chilling. Should the real USC be in the playoffs? No, they should not. Here's newsflash: South Carolina, you still don't belong in the playoffs. I mean, I'm just going to be real about it. They're not that good. What's up, man? What are you doing? How was your night?
Good, man. No complaints. I looked on, I said, dang, late night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we got coffee brewing.
BG or Janty the Heisman? Nope. Yeah, I don't agree. What is this? Corrections 101 just became a member. What's up, bro? Welcome in. Thank you for becoming a member of the Hall of Fame Mafia family. If you would like to become a member of the Hall of Fame Mafia family, just right there next to that like button you should have already hit is an opportunity to do so. There's a subscribe, become a member. It's $2.99 at the lowest. It's $2.99 a month. That will get you into our personal Discord, which gets awfully lively in there. Also, I've got a couple of different things that are going to be for subscribers or for members only content coming up here as the season goes on at the end of the season here. And then let's see, eventually Jason will give us a breakdown on what kid. What are we talking about? What kid? Jackson Arnold is still raw and young. Oh, good. To the college game. Played with a young O-line and hesitated much in throwing the ball down the field. Not his fault. Through injuries, took its toll, and when the wide receivers separation. All right, so here's what I'm going to not do. I really don't want to get into Jackson because I don't want to. I'm not a dude that's going to sit here and kill him, but I'm just going to be honest with you about my assessment of Jackson Arnold. He ain't that guy. Between the ears, he ain't that guy. The talent is there. The arm talent is there, and winning the Elite 11 tells you that he can throw it, but he don't want to throw it. He's afraid to throw it. That's a problem. That's a problem.
And he might be a system type of person that has to have an actual system.
Bryce said, I made him spill his rum. You got to switch over to the other thing, Bryce. You got to switch over to the other stuff. Yeah, he was all bitchy. In a mood. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Chicken, quit lying. Quit lying. You could also, hey, if you guys haven't noticed, and I don't know, a few people have actually. Let's see. Where's the damn thing? hofmedia.us/pod-merch. Make sure you guys jump in there and check that out. We've got a bunch of new. Oh, we got a new legend in here. Oh, he was frozen. Look at there.
Oh, God. Hey, Jason, can you kick me out so I can come back in?
I already did. You're kicked out and back in. Are you frozen again? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
But
kicked.
yeah,
Too.
hit the merch. It's Christmas. I know you got people.
QB afraid to throw is like a shy stripper. Similarly. Yeah. But you would be afraid to if the O line wasn't so. No, you know what? Here's what I know. And if you've paid attention to Oklahoma quarterbacks that we consider the best Oklahoma quarterbacks to ever do it, what did they do when the play broke down? They got better. They got focused and they got better. They rolled out of the pocket and made a play happen anyway. This dude throws the ball away or fumbles it without being touched. That's a mental issue. That's having the yips, like we talked about. He isn't processing information. He had Deion Burke screaming at him on the sidelines to throw the effing football against Mizzou because he wouldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lord, are we still doing this?
Well, we call that the yips. Chicken, you wildin'.
Smelling of OC.
Legend. He said he's going to send some quarters to Legend.
Hey, corrections. I'm glad that he said came home smelling of OC spray from jail. Yeah, that's fun. Corrections officer, man, I'm glad you're good to go. Take that shower, man. Feel good. I feel you. But TMI. Let's see.
But you know what? With JA, let's just be honest. He was definitely a Levy boy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it might have to be a certain type of system that he thrives in. And so which tells me you're not going to always have the perfect system. You got to be able to make adjustments to fit the system to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best way to explain that.
100 Bishop. Facts.
You gotta be. I mean, look, it kind of is what it is. You have to take it as. I think that is there a chance that he can get back to that? Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that the difference is between him and the guys that what we're used to seeing and what we thought you had coming in to this program as the Elite 11 National High School Player of the Year was a guy that could thrive even when things aren't perfect. And it's the exact opposite of that. It has to be perfect or he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
He had one game of 200 passing yards. One game. And that was against Maine.
Maine.
And so that just goes to show you that
I love it that the game plan they ran helped him. It helped us against Alabama. It worked out fine. If Hawkins is in that game, he's on the end zone on 2 of those runs.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So, I mean, miss me with the he's better than Hawkins shit because he's not. He's not. But it is what it is. What else we got? Neilio, what were you asking? There's a lot of people in here. And
run the lights up.
Average quarterback this past fall, you'd have probably been 9-3. Well, if you'd have had above average play from anybody on the offense, I think it was going to take, first of all, a competent game plan. Second of all, you had every receiver pretty much out, which you still have going into this bowl game, but we're still going to put importance on it. Like, it's life or death if we win or lose it. But which whatever, man, it is what it is. But in the end, there's a lot of things that conspired to get you to where you are right now today. And I would tell you that it should have probably been a lot worse than that. In the fact that you could not, it was so pedestrian. It looked like a damn, I mean, I kind of pictured this offense. It's like Iowa. It's like Iowa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it not?
Right. I nailed it. That's what I was thinking. Because how we beat Alabama, we basically told them, hey, we're gonna just out physical you, make sure we don't make no mistakes, and when we do have a chance to play action, we'll play action pass. And we're gonna just play a real good sound defense.
Look, the defense was elite, man. I mean, the final rankings. In fact, Stephen G sent them to me a couple of days ago, and I don't know where these came from, but I know that you're seeing I saw something that came from SEC Mike that he was saying it was the most efficient defense in the country. Oklahoma was number one in defensive efficiency, which is legit. But I saw that the overall rankings, I don't know where these came from or how, but they had them ranked at number 4 in the country total on defense. Okay, and those are adjusted rates of this and that and this and that. I don't know what exactly they were. I didn't study what it was. What I would tell you is that I do believe it was an elite defense. I think it had to grow into being an elite defense, but it also would have been a lot better had you played a little bit of complementary football, because they just did it.
Facts.
Right?
That's the big facts that we were missing in the early part of the season.
Yeah.
That and if we could have really had a real OC.
Yeah, listen, OC, quarterback coach, game plan.
Take your pick.
All of it.
Yeah, just take your pick.
What I'm saying is all of that stuff. It's not just one of those things. It's
all. I know.
You have to take it all into consideration, because any one of those things would torpedo most football programs.
Yep.
Just think, only 4 passes against Texas.
Don't remind me, Bishop.
Oh, my bad. I know. I had a flashback, but I'm just
being in the Cotton Bowl with a bunch of fucking Texas fans and getting beat down like that.
That's why it's so important.
They're out of water. All they had left was beer. Oh, Lord.
That's why it's so important that we got to get this portal and everything right. There's no room for any mistakes. Got to get it right.
We have no margin for error.
All right. I don't.
Guys, I'm good with the corrections. You're welcome to. I'm not telling anybody to not watch the Surge guys. I'm indifferent to the Cats. All right. What I got sick of, I'm getting kind of tired of them bringing my name up and bitching and complaining about everything that I'm supposedly dogging them about, and saying that they hate the narrative, that they're so negative when they're negative. That's all I was saying. And in the end, I'm not telling anybody to not like their channel. I don't like their channel. That's all. And it's not even that I don't like it. I don't watch the shit. And we just don't do things the same way in here. That's all I've said. That we don't do. I haven't been trying to rip the guys. I'm getting kind of tired of being a subject on their show. But to be honest with you, if you want to play tit for tat, we can play tit for tat. We could do that. I'll win. I promise I can be more petty.
Yeah.
Guaranteed I can be more petty.
Sooner in Texas, I would rather the 49-0 versus this year's Texas.
That one you felt like you understood why.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. This one was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think Jason back in the summer, like before we got all these offensive line recruits, he liked my idea for an offensive line. Brent Venables needs to go to the McAllister State Penitentiary, get about a dozen 18, 19-year-olds, get them a work release. Hardcore criminals. I mean, murderers. And get them a work release every Saturday and bring them to the university. Give them a scully.
Yeah. Well, the portal is what it is at this point. Let's see, Chicken, our punter this year was instrumental to our defensive productivity. It was. You can't.
It was.
And you know what you were saying down here. Who said that? It was Turpin says, Chicken, you can't have D on the field for 48 minutes a game. That wasn't necessary. It wasn't as much the time of possession. It was the number of possessions. If they're going on the field, even if, because sometimes I think that gets misconstrued. There was actually times this year that Oklahoma did nothing on offense, like the Texas game, and still won the time of possession. It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But why? Because you had quick turnarounds a lot of times. You know, when Texas scored, they had that period between the second quarter and the third quarter where they scored really fast. No time comes off the clock, right?
Right.
You know, it is what it is. But
yeah, no doubt.
Look, I'm not, and again, Lance, they're not that young, number one. But Trying to do good work on OU football. Okay. What they're doing, I'm not even gonna argue that. You're right. They're trying to do a great job. Good for them. I don't want to talk about them anymore. Okay. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I don't give a shit. I'm not the one that called their podcast dog shit, number one. I'm not the one that did. I'm the one that keeps answering for it, but I'm not the one that said it. So it is, and I don't even care that somebody else said it. I'm not saying I'm sorry for any of it, because I'm not. It is what it is. I'm just tired of talking about it. That's all. And they need to quit talking about it. And then they bring it up and complain about it, and then tell, well, don't go attacking him though. We don't attack other podcasts. No, just coaches and players. I get it. Where's Chop ever had with you?
Okay. And back to the regular programming.
Embrace the suck.
Jason, if you see the space shuttle land in your yard, never mind. I've got so much stuff hooked up here. So you might have a space shuttle or one of Elon's rockets landing in your backyard.
Chicken, you're about to not have the power of anything. You call me an ex-girlfriend or wife again. Motherfucker.
Oh,
Chicken. There's a line. Pole vault over.
Hey, this is late night.
Hey. The show, he pole vaults over the line.
This is a true gumbo tonight. Late night gumbo. Ooh, see.
What did he say? He goes, embracing the suck. Yeah, that's definitely.
I don't know about y'all, but man, this waiting for someone from the portal, whew, it's dancing on my last nerve.
So it's a waste of time and energy, man.
We got a punter, Bishop.
Hey,
Doc Holiday.
Doc Holiday. One thing to criticize. All right, we're gonna have this conversation. I guess this is what we're gonna do.
What's up?
Listen to that.
Jason Becker says, if coaches don't produce, they're getting paid big money. Fans have a right to criticize them. Criticize is one thing. You better have some context with it, though.
Mm-hmm.
You better have some context with it. You better bring in all of the context to go and talk about it. And when it comes to what is going on with Oklahoma and Brent Venables, for instance, they're in the middle of being. We just got done talking about how different sites have them as the most efficient defense in the country. They are in the top 5 in the country by other metrics. They're one of the best. They've turned over they had more fumble recoveries and forced fumbles than anybody else in the country either. They are this close to being a contender for the whole damn thing. And in the SEC, guess what? It didn't go well this year because you had a bunch of injuries and an offensive coordinator that didn't know his ass from, what do you call it? Warm apple butter?
Didn't know shit from good apple butter.
Oh yeah, good apple butter, whatever. Don't just bring up one thing and then expect us to be okay with that as somebody who sits here and pays attention to the whole thing. You guys, and guys like you that say shit like that are also the same guys that you grasp for every straw that you can because you can't do anything but be negative.
Mm-hmm. Preached. Amen. We're in the amen corner tonight.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Look, I think there will come a time that either he will have done his job, and we're talking about next year at this point. Because right, wrong, or indifferent, the narrative is real that he's got until next year. And because he hasn't done this, he has taken accountability for every little thing, even the shit that I don't think he should have been accountable for. I actually think it's a good thing that you're accountable for everything. And that's one thing that Venables does. But we want to sit here and act like everything he's done is trash. I'm going to tell you, I have plenty of things that I do criticize Brent Venables for. I think his decision-making doesn't come timely enough and isn't decisive enough. I would tell you that all day long. In fact, I've written about it and talked about it on the show multiple times. What I don't do is just say, he sucks, fire him.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
I agree.
Have some kind of context behind what you're going to say. If you're going to make these comments, don't just come in and say, this program is doomed. Tell me why it's doomed.
Yeah. Tell us why.
Or don't bring it in here, because this is not what I want to talk about. And guess what? It's my fucking show. If I don't want to talk about it, we ain't.
And the gumbo is.
Jason will just take his toys out of the sandbox and go home. This is his
I'll
show.
take all y'all out of the sandbox. Y'all can go home, motherfucker. It's my sandbox.
That's right.
And that's why we call it the late night show. Welcome to it. So let's put some fire in here and run up the lights. That's how we do.
Uh-huh.
Look,
yeah, and some clock management issues. I agree.
So let me ask you this question, Turpin. Yeah, there are some clock. I would tell you I agree with that 100%. The clock management stuff. Turpin says Seth wasn't an OC. I know. Nor was JJF. I'm not being negative. I could be sorry. Okay. But here's the point to that. How many people are putting all that on Brent Venables? And by the way, it's okay if you do, to some extent, because he took responsibility for that, making that hire. Did he not?
Yep.
How many of you really think that he had a choice of when to fire him or even to hire him? Because I think we know better. I think most of us know better.
Chicken got you a $20 super chat there, Jason.
Dude, chicken. Every coach, right or wrong, is coaching for their jobs every time they get on the field. Facts. As coach would say, I don't give a shit. Yeah, hey, chicken, this is 1,000% right.
Yep.
1,000% right. They're always listen, they're coaching for their job every day. Every day. And how many times if you've listened to this show or watched this show for very long, you know that I will tell you his leash at this point is short. You can call me a sunshine pumper if you want to, but I'm at least a sunshine pumper that has, a little bit of understanding of, yeah, I get it. You have to, it's a performance-based business, which is why they're having to portal some of these kids, because now it's a business, and your numbers have to equate to the number of dollars that we're giving you in NIL and, the profit share and all that other model that they're going to be doing.
Right.
It's got to add up now. This is the NFL, which is not for long if you're not getting it done on the field.
Right.
These are tough conversations he has to have. He actually told us last week he has to do that. Yeah, no QB coach. They had him, but he was doing advanced scouting instead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is asinine.
Jason, I'm pretty sure somewhere in your archives you got that text during the Missouri game when Brent Venables called timeout and still punted. I texted you. What the hell was that for?
Yeah.
What the hell was that for?
Listen, I said that day, and I wrote a column about it. We had conversations about it all that whole weekend. And through the next 2 weeks, really, we talked about it. And in that case is what I said. What did we say? We said, look, okay, so in that Ole Miss game, I understand not going for it on 4th and 4 on your own 30 in the third quarter. Even though you're down 10 from your own 30, it's almost that's do or die at that moment if you make that decision. And it goes badly, which with Jackson Arnold on the field, it can. That wasn't right. It could happen. Anyway. Here's the thing, though. But you could have done anything except call a timeout there, and it's fine. Anything. If you call that timeout right there, you could have gotten a penalty for delay a game and punted, and nobody would have cared, right?
Facts.
When you call a timeout, and it was really the most manageable fourth or third down conversion of the entire second half, to be quite honest with you. And so when you make that call to call a timeout at that very moment, you got to send a fucking play out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you didn't, you signaled to your entire offense that you didn't believe in them, and you didn't let them believe in themselves either. Had you not called the timeout, You could have taken the penalty, punted. Hey, we're going to live to fight another day.
Facts.
I can also argue for you going for it without the timeout stuff. I can argue for you deciding to go for it because you're down 10. You've got 3 minutes left or whatever it was in the third quarter. You kind of need to get something going, right? It is what it is.
Yep.
It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know where Eeyore is. Sooner Cowboy is Sooner Eeyore. Just because you put that on your little thing there, he is definitely Eeyore of this show. You're a new guy, bro. You gotta work your way to that.
Yeah, you got to work your way up to that level.
Yeah. I don't think that BV was the main reason Seth became the OC. I think the powers that be saw opportunity to save some money with someone who was already on staff. Well, they also had Matt Wells on staff, though, and they let him go to K-State instead of that. That was the choice that they made because of the fact that he played on the national championship team, and so did his dad play on the national championship team. Mm-hmm. And so that was another one of those nepotism type of decisions that was being made. And apparently, from what I don't know this to be 100% fact, but I believe that this is true. He wanted to fire his ass during the spring and wasn't allowed to do so. He wanted to fire him before Texas and wasn't allowed to do so. He wasn't allowed to fire him after Texas debacle. It took another unfathomable game against South Carolina, which at the time wasn't South Carolina at the end of the year, before they finally let that happen. And then we never saw Hawkins again for whatever reason.
Exactly.
There's lots of little things you have to take into consideration when we start talking about what happened on this season for Oklahoma. I'm not telling you that you can explain it all away. I'm telling you, you can't explain any of it away by saying Brent Venables sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah. He made mistakes, though. That much is for sure.
Absolutely. It's not all his mistakes, and it's not all his fault, though.
No, I agree. But that's what what I'm trying to get at is what people need to understand. Yeah, he made mistakes, but there was so much in that recipe that, man, it was just a perfect storm, man. It's the only way I can explain it. There's no way where you was going to get out of that
storm of shit. Yes, it was. It was a perfect shit storm.
Yeah.
Hey, Sooner in Texas, this is actually a really good argument for what I was just talking about. In fairness, how could you believe in that offense? Okay, this is a fair statement. The point I was making is you had a moment, and I wrote this in the column. That moment right there was an opportunity for you to show, what was the way that I put it in that? It was something about, I think I said it as, to show that offense that you believed in those kids. You showed those kids you believed in them, and maybe helped them believe in themselves a little bit. That's one of those moments that you have that your decision it matters, right? Because there's always another side to it. Listen, every point is a counterpoint, right? So if it goes this way, if you get a first down there, who knows? Maybe you win the football game. Think about the Red River in 2021.
Yeah.
Think about it. If he doesn't pull Spencer when he did, and I mean, I'm quite sure that he thought that game was well out of reach is why he pulled him then. Because if you just think about the year before, his ass was out of the game immediately when he started playing shitty. And he calmed him down on the sideline, let him get back in. It didn't get out of hand. They ended up winning. But the point being is he waited and waited and waited until he thought, okay, even Caleb's not going to come back from this. But had he not put him in at that point, there's no way they win. I think that you had a moment where you could have turned the season completely around against Tennessee when you put Michael Hawkins in and he played as well as he did. Not just running the ball, making some tight window throws, layered balls, making fast decisions that we never saw Jackson do all year. And then the next week he goes on the road and wins his first start in the SEC. I get it that Auburn wasn't that good, but they're good on defense and they had a good running game. And he was still saddled with Seth Luttrell's stupid ass play calling. And he found a way to get it done. He was the best player at the moment on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He destroyed angles. There's things that he can do that Jackson was never going to do. And that also could have been a big part of why Jackson didn't perform, is because he knew immediately that he wasn't the guy. I'd said this earlier when we were talking about that you need to have a quarterback competition in the spring and in the fall, because it gets the best out of everyone. They know who's winning. They know who's the better guy. They all know. The entire team knows, but so do those quarterbacks. Don't think for one damn second that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is what I can't understand. If we're on the subject of the little Napoleon Hitler, why in the cornbread hell did we have a 200 and some odd tight end blocking a 320-pound defensive end?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I keep going back to that too, that he ain't ready. Well, no, he wasn't ready to be, violated by the best defensive ends in the country because you got a tight end on him. What do you think would have happened? They didn't do that whenever Jackson got in there anymore. They still got to Jackson some.
Yeah.
In the end, all I'm saying is you got to get out there and do it. You know what I mean? You got to get out there and do it, and you got to get out there and win it. And the point that there's a lot of things that could have, but what I was saying is that Tennessee game, you had an opportunity to change that. But when you go in and you have 2 weeks to prepare, we talked about this after the game, remember? The Red River game, I'm driving back and I'm like, son of a bitch, after 2 weeks of preparation for this football team, and this is what you came up with?
Man, they should have left that midget at the damn Cotton Bowl when they left that day.
It was ridiculous. And it's just like, but even that wasn't enough for him to be able to fire him. And of course, he took the responsibility for it and said that he's never been a part of a program that made a decision like that in the middle of the year. That did not sit well with me either. And if that is really the case, then I still would say that I don't like that. And I think that if you're going to be a very good head coach, I know that he's a great defensive coordinator. We all know that. There's no taking that away from him. And we know that he's built a defense that is capable of competing at the highest level in the country. But what I don't know for sure is that he's capable of making decisions in crunch time that'll help you win close games. That I don't know, and that we need to see. You want me to be critical of him? There it is.
Yep.
You still haven't proven that you're a head coach standing on your feet in the ball game in crunch time. You haven't done it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that being said, I also don't know that it was all his. I don't know that he was able to make that call. In fact, I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Seth Luttrell, I know that he took responsibility for it, and that's all we can really go by. So, in that being said, you had an opportunity in the Red River to do something, you didn't, and it just got worse and worse from there until you fired him. Then it got better, but not really better. And you lost some game. Like the Mizzou game to me was kind of unforgivable. Then you got the Alabama win that was holy shit. But you lose that game 9 out of 10 times. Unless you do exactly what they did, which is they kept Milroe from getting out of the pocket and hurting you with his feet. Because if he hurts you with his feet, then he can hit those plays and you're in deep shit. But the defense did what it did, and why it's elite is because they were able to do things like that day. If you just have that was clearly not Joe John calling that damn game.
Exactly.
There ain't no way in hell that you would ever convince me that Joe John called that fucking game plan.
Right.
Why didn't we see it a week later? If I called that game plan and we just beat Alabama, I'd have to lose 5 in a row running the same thing before you could get me off that damn game plan, probably. So that means it wasn't his, because he jumped off of that sumbitch like no way, like there was fire ants on it.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
That dog.
Wow.
I was amazed at the play calling for the Alabama game as opposed to LSU. That just,
and nobody can tell me that was Kevin Johns play calling for Alabama.
Yeah.
That was Kevin Johns.
For real. Simple. And I don't know why they switched it up for LSU. You could have added some wrinkles, but yeah.
Facts.
Then by that time, the defense, this was hard pressed in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't get to my mute button that quick. That sneeze hit me hard.
That's all right. Seriously, has an ego problem. He tried to coach the OC as a head coach. That's why they fired him at North Texas. We also know now. All talk no matter. In doing so, I believe BV was also not completely focused because of Julie. I would agree with that to some extent as well. But
yes.
I think that that's something he never uses that as an excuse. So I'm not going to use it for him either.
No, we're not using it as an excuse, but understand a perfect storm is just that, a perfect storm.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Is there was all of that other shit plus that. And but you have people like over on the Surge. And I'm not just saying those guys. I'm saying there's fans like the fans that are in that show and like allowed a voice on that show that just say stuff like, he sucks, get him out of here. We're doomed. Let's fire Big Bill. Let's fire everybody. I don't look at that as you're doing a great job. I don't look at that as you're doing a great job to like understand what we're doing. And look, people get so pissed off about the quote sunshine pumping, but we will, all the guys that I know that are doing great content, and I'm talking everybody from Jay and Coop to JP and Trav and obviously Legend and all the other guys. And I mean, there's a number of dudes that do OU content. And for the most part, they're all pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because by and large, they're going to add context to it. And some of them are more negative than others. I'm probably more negative than a lot of them. Fair. In the end, I'm going to give you a reason behind whatever it is that I'm telling you. I don't just make an opinion based on, I'm knee-jerk reacting. I can't deal with this, which is what it feels like on that show to me.
Yeah, it's knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah, it's like being triggered. And look, dude, I know the feeling because sometimes we get ready to do those post-game shows and I want to lose my shit, right? And I do lose my shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And well, like K. Chris last year, he wanted to fire Levy after the first loss when they lost the case to Kansas. Get him out, God damn it. They're top 5 offense. We would kill for Levy's offense this year.
Oh my God, yeah.
And there were people that wanted DG the fuck out of here.
And he's tearing it up in Oregon.
Yeah, he's a Heisman finalist.
Yeah, he's a Heisman finalist.
Mm-hmm. They're undefeated.
But last year, people like Lori and those yahoos wanted him gone.
Yep. A lot of people in my stream. I ain't going to even call everybody out for it. I heard it often. And
the key is
at the end of the year, we said at the end of the year, they better keep him around. They're going to need him. Something tells me they're going to need him.
The key is understanding that what we're starting to find out in the wavelengths is that when Levy left, he suggested to BB that Joe John was ready. But for some reason, which air quotes.
What was that reason is the question. What was that reason?
Yeah. There were higher ups might have been involved in the decision making.
Uh-huh.
My feeling is, okay, you could have not gone with either of them. let Matt Wells do the job.
Exactly.
And you're probably good to go.
You're good to go.
Because Matt is that. He's that dude, man.
Yeah.
Matt Wells.
I didn't know this until the end of the year. What the fuck was Chris Kleiman doing not letting him come in and call plays? He's the OC and he's not calling the plays? Are you insane? And they had moments that they definitely needed him to call the plays. Ask Neely. Yeah. I didn't know that until just a couple weeks ago. I was like, what the fuck? Why? Why is he not calling them? You didn't fight. Hey, whoa. No, you're not getting away with that shit, chicken. No. I was the one that had a no freaking strays for Lebby and DG rule in this fucking channel. Don't you go there with me. Fuck out of here, chicken. Nope. Try again. How good of this is a great question. Probably not great. If everything happens the same way that it happened, which is questionable whether that's the case, right? I don't care that he's tremendously loyal to Emilio. It's stupid, right?
Yeah.
He had no business. Yeah, Wells is that guy. I still we need to ask the next time we see Laura Weiss, ask her about what happened with Matt Wells at Texas Tech. We can go back into it as far as like what you see in the reports and stuff, but she knows things that you'll never read. So if you get a chance to talk to her ever about that kind of stuff, you should like sit down and listen, hear her out a little bit. It's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. Kirby Hoka, not sure what that was all about. That got stupid toxic, stupid fast. Jason and Legend, curious, can your fan base be panicking? Oh, so Auburn doomed. Because a few spoiled and sheltered fan bases in college football and OU fans are now having to get used to reality of college football. Well, the reality is that Oklahoma doesn't fucking – there's no such thing as we're not going to be a winning football team. Never. And here's what I'll tell you. They're not going to knee-jerk react into a new coach every other year either. That's not how they roll.
Right.
Not Auburn. Okay, they're not Auburn. Sorry, but they're not. But they're going to do the things that you have to do to win. Okay? They're embracing the new how you have to structure the whole NIL deal. The stuff that happened with hey, look, I would say I don't know what's going on or what really happened with the medical team. I know that they're, at the very least, they've made some pretty big mistakes. I think that's clear that they made some big mistakes. At least a couple that we know of. The people that want to blame it all on the players, come on. Don't be ridiculous. But you asked the question, I'll just answer it. No, I don't think that. I think that it's everything we just talked about. There's a lot of shit that happened this year, and it all happened at one time. And the fact that they were able to still cobble together a 6-6 record with that schedule, I think it says more good about the staff than it says bad about the staff. And I know that I may be in the minority in saying that. And I'm not saying that they're perfect, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Exactly, Justin.
Yeah, I can see that, Neilio. I got you. And I think that Simon is one of the best coaches in the country, by the way, too. I just don't think that why would you bother getting Matt Wells and then not have him like be the play caller? It doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly. But moving forward,
I can't touch.
So what do we think about this new assistant quarterback coach?
I like it, and that just tells me
what they're wanting. Yeah, I think it signals what everybody's freaking out about.
I think that was a chess move.
I do too.
I think he obviously trusts this kid, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what it did is also we went all in, so where the family of Mateer now has to, they're gonna take this weekend to actually mull it over and make a decision one way or the other.
Right.
It forced the hand.
Yeah. Continue. Go.
Huh?
Continue.
Oh, okay.
Continue, Bishop.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm just saying. I really think it was the chess move BB and Arbuckle needed to make, because the thing is, a lot of us kept saying that we need for Mateer to come into the fold or make a decision so that every other position that's on the offense knows that he's coming aboard and that it's going to be a true quarterback competition. So they'll bring in others that to the fold.
Yep, I agree with that, Bishop.
And
I just want to see some doggone wide receivers come in, Bishop. We got a punter. Ooh, we got a punter. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Look, fan base, I'm just like you. I'm just like, I'm okay with getting a punter, and that's a great thing. But man, as many wide receivers we lost in this portal, I'm just like, look, just give me two. Give me two this weekend. It'd be great to get two.
Yeah. I'd be happy with just one at this point, Bishop. That means.
Well, yeah. Well, I should say the offensive lineman and a receiver when I say two. But yeah, one wide receiver at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know which one I'm thinking of? JJ.
Which one? Yeah.
JJ.
You know, Virgil went to Texas Tech, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying JJ.
JJ
is Coach Rick's nephew.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But for those in the chat who don't know, that's Coach Rick's nephew.
Oh, yeah.
Giovanni Gibson from Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Nick, I still got my pads in the closet. I'll go down there. I mean, I catch a football. I can run routes. I mean, I'm at the right 5'7".
No,
I'd make a good slot receiver.
No, I don't think so. I think stay your ass at home, man. Stay your ass at home. Go watch the game, bro. Watch the game. Dude, continue doing your show. Hey, you know what? We need to get your Derek White. When's the next Derek White show?
I'm going to contact Corey probably Monday. And see about getting Derek back on. What I'm trying to do is kind of wade through the holidays and chicken
drinking his own bathwater, bro.
Yeah, chicken, you're drinking your own bathwater tonight.
Turpin, what are you guys talking about? Second chances and stuff. You should never get a second chance? What? So you've never made a mistake in your life? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I don't think the chicken is saying an actual.
No, Turpin was saying that. Hey, now see, buddy. This is a terrible take. Terrible take.
Terrible. As Coach Rich would say, terrible.
Terrible.
I like the late night.
But getting back to chicken, he's not talking about an actual bicycle helmet. When I played football, our football helmets was made by Bike, and the innards inside the helmet, you could take an air compressor and air it up. And had that you'd put the needle in at the top, and you could inflate the inside.
I love the show at nighttime. We've been getting it's not as much tonight, but it's cool. I don't mind whenever we do it. I like talking with you guys all the time. You know, y'all think I get wound up, but I'm excited to talk football, and I definitely believe in what I'm saying. I'm passionate about what we're talking about for sure.
Yeah.
But I love this shit, man.
I do too, brother. I do too.
I like it better if y'all hit the like button. You know,
but you're right. You're right, Jason.
Trying to tell you, run up the light.
You're right, Jason. I should stay and do my show because when I did play football, it was 8-man, and I played both sides. Yeah. I was a free safety, and I was a tailback on offense.
I'm just busting your chops, dude.
I know, brother.
I don't have no business. I wouldn't have no shit. We know I wasn't athletic. Shit.
But let me tell you something.
Play everything, but the athlete gene skipped me.
I was like Billy Sims, not his running style, but you'll hear Billy Sims talk that he was scared to get tackled. That's why he had all them. That was me. I was scared to get tackled because I had a little feller.
Hey man, sometimes I wasn't afraid of it, but it hurt sometimes. Man, it hurt. I remember. I took some shots, man. Different times of my life playing football. But it does. I mean, hell, you take hits in life too after the fact. So
I found out that
once in a while you're gonna catch one, and I think that's really what happened with Oklahoma this year. We just caught a freaking big ass left hook.
Yeah, and I found out at my alumni get together this year that I still hold the Luther High School record for most interference calls in one game. 17.
Mm-hmm. And I got any WSU players that are familiar with Arbuckle. It looks like Hudson is in. I mean, Hudson's a stud. He wasn't their number one receiver, but he's good. He played at Oregon. They didn't ask him to leave. He left. He's a stud. And yeah, Mateer maybe. So I think it would appear that there's a reason why you're not hearing about them chasing after any other quarterbacks in the portal. But I also think that you got to go get somebody else too, by the way. 2 quarterbacks ain't enough. They got to go find somebody else. And it can't just be some jag because you just don't know what could happen, right? Yeah. Their running back would imagine he's coming. Listen, I don't love that they're going to go get a bunch of these guys, but, they couldn't beat Wyoming or New Mexico, but so I don't know. But I want them to go get some players. And look, I'm just going to say this one more time. Mark my words. I don't care who comes in. I think Hawkins wins the battle. I think he becomes our first starter next year.
And they need to apply himself.
$1 million to sit on the bench. Yes, they will. Why wouldn't they pay him $1 million to sit on the bench? You may need all 3 or 4 quarterbacks at some point.
Say what?
People that are saying there's no way they're going to pay this guy $1 million to come to Oklahoma and then put him on the bench. Why not? You better pay your backup a lot of money because you're probably going to need them in the SEC. Look at Texas. The last 3 years, they've had to go to their backup quarterback for extended periods during the season. It's good that they've had a freaking, bullshit schedule to deal with all the time, so it doesn't really hurt them. But you've had to do it. You better have good quarterbacks that are backing them up. And I'll say this one more time. The biggest problem I think that was going on was no competition at that position when it came to what was wrong with the quarterback. Jack knew he wasn't the better guy. He knew he didn't win that outright, and that messes with your damn confidence.
It does. And I agree with you, Jason. There should have been a quarterback battle. He should have been automatically handed the reins. Is that what you're talking about, brother?
It is. I don't think that you just because look, there was a lot of people quietly saying that he was the better quarterback from the springtime on.
Yeah. Now
Some people weren't even saying it quietly. Some people were saying it out loud.
And I tell you what, me and Bishop has talked about this on the phone. I'm excited to see Michael Hawkins with this new OC and new assistant quarterback coach. We talked about that today, Bishop.
Yep, we sure did.
You're probably going to see a different level Hawk after it's all said and done.
Let's not get it twisted and act like Hawkins doesn't get coached by one of the best quarterback coaches in the country already.
Well, that's true, brother.
That's true, brother.
That's facts too.
Not for nothing, but yeah, I think they're good on that. The problem, I think the biggest, we didn't get to see Hawkins after the biggest problem of that offense was no longer on that offense when they fired Seth. We never saw Hawkins after that. I understood taking him out of that game. At that moment, you need to. He's rattled as shit. He's getting beat to death by two of the best edge rushers in the country, probably the two best in the country. And you're blocking him with Bauer Sharp.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault that it happened, but you had to get him out, right? You had to get him out. But I think you needed to put his ass back in the next week just to show that you trusted him. If for nothing else, you needed to show him that you trusted in him.
Yep.
But guess what? The good news is that his dad is smart enough to know that he trusts, number one, he trusts Brent Venables. Number two, he is smart enough to know that his best opportunity for both of his sons, by the way, is under Brent Venables. And if they actually give his son a shot at this, even if he doesn't win it, he ain't going to pull him out of there. If you don't give him a true chance to compete for that job, you can say goodbye to both Hawkins kids.
Yep, that's true. That's right.
And he'll go win the Heisman and the Natty somewhere else, like Georgia or something.
Now, watch this. If OU and Brent is clever, they will throw a bag at Connor Riley, bring him in as O-line coach. Bullshit. You do not get rid of Bill Bedenbow, you dumbass.
See, John, look at what you did.
I guarantee you, see, John, if Bill Bedenbow was to get fired at OU today, he would have a job yesterday. Don't come in here with that bullshit anymore. We don't need another O-line coach. Bill Bedenbow is the man. Okay.
Well, okay.
What did you say?
For sure.
What did you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, guys?
Run the lights up.
In a nice way.
The legend has spoken.
We don't give a shit.
Any other questions?
Y'all know this is fire. Hey, the only place you can get this type of fire. Run the lights up.
Is Hawkins really that guy? I don't think we know that info yet. I think if you've watched, I'll tell you this. Go watch from the end of the second quarter for the rest of the game against Tennessee, and then you tell me what you think. Just go watch that. That's all I'm telling you to watch. Just watch that stuff. As a matter of fact, there's a cut up that a guy, who's that guy that always has those cut ups on Twitter? That he a couple of the plays. I'm trying to remember that dude's name. Anyway, if you go and find the second half, just go watch their possessions in the second half, or even the end of the first half and the end of the second half. Right. We're talking about. You can go watch a couple of possessions against Auburn and see what we're talking about. If he's playing against Alabama, they probably win by a lot more than that. Okay, because even though they dominated the game on the defensive side of the ball, but if they were going to have a running game, a running quarterback game, he was the guy for that. The two times that Jackson got away for long runs, and he carried the ball 28 fucking times, he would have had 400 yards probably. You know what I mean? Like, he might have doubled up what Jackson did. I'm just saying, those two long runs that Jackson had, he would have been in the end zone when they tackled Jackson. He would have already been in the end zone.
Stevie G, don't get under my skin about Bill now.
No, Stephen G. Drunky Stephen G trying to get in drunky trouble. Do it.
Hey.
If there's two people that you want to piss the old legend off real bad.
Guys, why are we still fucking talking about that when he just brought in the best recruiting class in the country? He brought in the best offensive line recruiting class in the country. Last year's was arguably that good too. A couple of guys like, we talk about, Marcus Dent's on with us. Isaiah Autry-Dent was a 4-star in the 150 until he stopped going to camps because he committed to Oklahoma. And then they got pissed off at him and dropped him to a 3.
Yep. Number one offensive lineman in Mississippi.
And Alabama. Number 1 in Mississippi and Alabama. He didn't lose a single rep the whole week of that freaking All-Star game. Not a single rep.
Boy,
Facts.
you want to get the legend
6'7",
fired up.
320.
You want to get me fired up, talk about Big Bill or Jerry Schmidt, and I'll go off.
EPL's a top 100 guy. His brother's in the NFL. Gonna be a dog.
And
okay,
boy.
y'all done. Neilio said he thought I was going to punch him through the computer screen.
I think he was trying to, man. I was worried. I was ducking and dodging.
Shoot, man.
Okay, at least Stevie G is going to go there. That's not where it is. John doesn't even. See, John just in here trying to start shit.
Okay. Chickens.
But BB has had some bad luck with the O line until this season with 5 stars. He doesn't always equate to her. I'll tell you this: this year was tough for them, and here's what I would tell you though, and this is something that Marcus said to us 2 weeks last week. He was talking about this. Spencer Brown, we killed Spencer Brown for a while. Everybody did. He didn't need to be on the field. He wasn't good enough to be at Oklahoma, blah, blah, blah. The end of the year, he was grading out perfect.
Yeah, Spencer Brown, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was our dark horse.
He had to be on the field.
Yeah.
If he had more time to develop with Bill Bedenbaugh, he might be going to get drafted. He's not going to get drafted. He's probably still going to play in the NFL because you know what? They're going to give him an opportunity because he had that year with Big Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed how Big Bill will develop you. Go back to Tyler Guyton, guys. The dude wasn't seeing the field at TCU, and he was a defensive lineman, not seeing the field at all. 2 years later, he's a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
Top 20 guy.
Yeah.
Listen, the proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
It is. It's just out there for everybody to see. Ask Andy Reid what he thinks of Big Bill. He knows more about football than any of you ass clowns that want to talk shit about
him. All right.
Andy Reid has a direct line to
Jason.
Yes, sir. You out of here?
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
We appreciate you coming in, man.
Big salute, everybody. Run the like button up. Hit the merch. It's Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Bishop,
see you later, man. Have a good one.
You, brother.
You too now.
See you later.
Peace. Boomer, everybody.
Soon.
Hold the line. I'm with you too. My knees are buckling.
Yeah. Yeah. Later, man. Chris says, I would say whoever plays quarterback for y'all needs to be announced because no receiver out of the portal is coming in with uncertainty at quarterback. That's
facts.
That's not true. If you've got 2 guys that are good, you're not. This is Oklahoma, man. This 1 year and it's 1 year of a bad offense. Yeah. And I mean, everybody can negative recruit that all day if they want to. You can do that. That's cool. The truth is, if they don't, I think whoever's going to play quarterback doesn't need to be announced. I think it needs to be announced that they're going to compete for the job. We're going to play the best guy. And that should, I don't know, if I know that my coach isn't worried about politics or whatever it is that's behind the quarterback being the guy, which happens at a lot of places, usually at high schools. Right. What are you so close to the camera for? Nobody needs to see that.
Well, my glasses is
you're wearing me out. So you see with your glasses? What are you doing?
I can't see it if I stop. I can't see it if I stop.
What I'm saying is I believe that you inspire more confidence in receivers by saying we're going to play the best guy.
That's right. That's right. You are exactly right.
You have to, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Well, see, Jason, and another reason I got up onto the screen is because I'm charging my soundboard and I don't have my headphones. And I have permanent hearing loss in this ear because that's the side I went bang bang bang. So I got some. I'm 30% deaf in this ear.
I'm just busting your balls, anyways. You know.
Oh, I know. I love you, brother. It ain't no problem. You know the legend.
Hey, man, I'm just busting your chops. You already know.
I know, brother. It ain't no big.
This is how I roll, man. If it wasn't doing that, it wouldn't be fun. Charles Crow, right. Fly high. Wife happened. Yeah, legend, stop scaring me.
But you're right.
No gumbo this late, Bishop Neilio says. Don't eating gumbo this late, you will shit your britches. Yeah. You're not wrong.
But
through a screen door, if you do that this late, you shitting through a screen door.
And not hitting the screen.
Yeah.
Or as my brother would say, shitting like a pet coon.
That's 1 year. It's 1 year. It's 2 out of 3. It's not 1 year. It's 2 out of 3. Oh, was it 2 out of 3 though? There wasn't an offensive problem in the first year. Chris, that's again, this is when I start talking about you're not using context. You being a Texas fan, I understand it. But I can tell you what's going on with Texas every time, all year long. I know who they are. Just like you, but you should know the same. The only thing that was wrong with Oklahoma that first year, against Texas, they didn't have DG. They were a top 15 offense. In fact, they were a better offense than Texas was that year.
They was.
So it wasn't about that. It was about Lincoln leaving a completely empty cupboard, devoid of pretty much everything, certainly on the defensive side of the ball, and they couldn't stop a runny nose.
Right. Exactly.
Because they had been taught the speed D, and they're trying to learn a sophisticated defense, and it wasn't good. That's another one of those years that I look at. I'm like, surprised they went 6-6. A lot of those losses, out of those 6 losses, 5 of them were by 1 score. 4 of them were by 3 points.
Yeah.
And they were god awful on defense. God awful.
They were god awful.
120th in the country.
Bad.
Shit show. He wins 10 games the next year and beats you guys. Look, circumstances are what they are. I'm not giving him a pass on everything. I just got done telling you guys that there's things that he has to finish improving on. This is now year 4. Get it done. We cannot have you having clock management issues. We cannot have you being afraid to make a decision anymore. We can't have it.
We can't have you calling timeout on 4th down and still punting.
Right. Wasting a timeout.
Yep. But Jason, getting back to your receiver thing, I'm going to use a term that you and Coach Ricks uses all the time, and that's the best ability is availability.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I think you can obviously – the thing about that whole deal is who do we – I know people they don't want to talk about, and here's the thing, I don't want to talk about the Oklahoma medical staff being bad. I don't think that there's a question about there's been some issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not a good thing. That's a terrible thing. But in the end, you got to figure that part out too, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to this shit. And it's not all one thing. That's the whole point, is that the biggest thing I think that goes on with Coach V is he is completely accountable for everything that goes on, and not all of it is he even in control of. He's accountable for it, and he takes the arrows for it.
He does.
But he doesn't really have control of it. And that's the part that sucks. Right. And I'm not saying that, it is what it is. You're getting paid the money you're getting paid. Suck it up, Buttercup. Sorry. But the truth is, if we're being honest, it can't be just his fault.
That's right.
You said it was or wasn't one of his greatest achievements there, Turpin? Yeah, I mean, it worked a little bit. I mean, Davis Bevel couldn't get it done. They were shitty, man. What do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Okay, I guess I'm going to be called Ricky Bobby now.
Was he? Cale Gundy was Oklahoma's top quarterback until Josh Heupel? Really? No, he wasn't.
Damn.
Jamel Holloway exists. Right?
There's only one Jamel Holloway.
I mean, he exists. You know what I mean? Like, what about, I mean, Steve Owen exists.
Steve Owen, Billy Sims.
I mean, it's quarterback, he's saying.
Oh, quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not with you. I'm not it. I don't get it.
I'm not.
Want a receiver from the portal? Splash the cash. Definitely got to do it. They're doing that, man. That's not going to not happen. It hadn't happened yet. They haven't pulled the trigger. Oh, you're in the 90s. Is that what you were saying? The 90s? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like being the best one-legged guy at an ass-kicking contest.
Jason, that hit my funny bone.
I can't help it. I'm just being like,
oh shit.
Big fucking deal. I'm not gonna be honest with you. I'm not a huge Cale fan. So I think he's a great recruiter. I'll give Cale that. He was a great recruiter.
Yeah.
Great recruiter. There's a reason why he was never offensive coordinator, folks. Just so we understand that.
Yeah.
Bob Stoops never made him offensive coordinator. Never. Hollywood.
I will always. People think I'm crazy, but I will always say my favorite offensive coordinator in OU history was Galen Hall. So.
Galen Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
And Mark Mangino.
Charles Thompson could have been great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Absolutely. He was really good, man.
He liked that. He liked that nose candy.
He was a candy fan. He was.
You know what, Ray Wiley?
Different than a lot of people, though, man. There's a lot of football players that did it.
Yeah, oh yeah, back then.
A lot of football players that did it, man. I mean, think about Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor did it all. He's probably top 2 or 3 defensive players of all time, maybe football players of all time. That dude was never right. Never.
Did you ever see that parody of Walk the Line? It was called Walk Hard.
Well, yes. Yeah. Funny shit.
What is that? It's cocaine. It turns your bad feelings into good feelings. Well, maybe I need to have some of that cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Coking. Walk Hard was hilarious. I love that show.
It was.
What a great movie. What a great movie. Guys, we've been going for about 2 hours. If you like it, you got to hit the like button. We can't keep staying over here for too long if we're just going to, not hit the like button. We've had 600 viewers between the 2 channels. We've got a total of 43 likes. Come on, man. Come on.
What's up with that?
There's at least 52 people in here right now, but only 44 likes. So we're
Come on, you freeloaders.
We're at least 8 away from doing the right thing. Hit the damn like button. Come on now. Come on.
Y'all don't hit that like button. Legend's going to drink his own bathwater right now.
Ew, don't do that on my show. Neilio was at the Red River in the Cotton Bowl in 87 with his dad, and Thompson came in the second half and lit UT's ass up.
He sure did.
86 Lawton grad, wasn't he? Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah, his Lawton.
Charles Thompson was a bad dude, bro.
He was that. He had the height.
He was a bad dude. That was one of those what ifs, if he didn't get in all that shit.
Yep.
What if?
Yep. What if?
The best quarterback of the late 80s and 90s, says Chris, was Peter Gardier. Gardier, is that how you say his name? Is it Gardier?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember him. I'm trying to remember. I kind of do, but they were shitty, man. It was so bad. It's hard to really like. It's like I said. It's like being the best of that era is like being the best. The best, yeah. Like
in that era, our shining light was Damon Parker, James Allen, and believe it or not, Justin Fuente.
Justin Fuente was a bad dude, man. I remember his ass.
And Mike Coates as a linebacker.
Mike Coates, loved him.
Yeah. Boy, he was a hard hitter too.
He lies. He's never been to my house. I've been to your house though. There's weird pictures in his house. Chicken's a weird fucking guy. That's all. Weird fucking guy. Just saying.
Y'all might not believe this, but my cousin, he went to Northwest Classen High School, and my cousin Bubba went to school with Mike Coates. And then
only guy in the rivalry to go 4-0 against Oklahoma, is that right? So see, I understand why you're saying that. That makes sense. Yeah, even the GOAT of Texas quarterbacks got the shit kicked out of him the year before he won the Natty. I mean, that was the largest margin victory of all time. I still, man, as much as I hate fucking Texas, that football team that year, and him in particular, unbelievable.
Who's that? The one with Cedric Jones?
Vince.
Vince Young. Oh God, yeah.
Come on, man.
Hands down.
Unbelievable. And they were really good on defense. They were real. I mean, look, they had a running back that was, I mean, he was kind of at the start of what he was going to be, right? And Cedric. Hadn't they just lost Cedric? Yeah, Cedric was gone. That was the first year with what's his name from Beaumont?
Oh my God.
The kid that played for the Chiefs for all those years. I don't know why it's slipping my mind, but I do know because it's freaking 2 a.m, 2:30. But we know who I'm talking. Anyway, they were fucking good. But it had Charles. Yeah, Charles. Come on, Jamal Charles. That's exactly who that was. Yep. Thank you. Neilio is always taking care of a man. They were ungodly. And Jamal wasn't what he became later at that point, but he was fucking good. And see, and I'd actually saw him the year before that. He played, I was in Midland that year. And when I was covering Tech, but I covered a playoff game between Midland High School and Beaumont. I think it was Beaumont Ozen he went to.
Yep. Beaumont Ozen.
I think it was Ozen, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He ate them alive. And Midland was really good that year. Not good enough. Jamal was a bad dude. But of course, before that, they had Cedric Benson, which was shit. Shout out to Cedric Benson. Rest in peace, Cedric Benson, man. Definitely gone too early. Good dude, man. Love Cedric Benson. Got to spend time around him a few times. Good dude, man.
One of my favorite safeties that played for OU back in the late 70s played for Beaumont Ozen.
Bro. Cool.
Yep. Bud Abear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You ready for a little?
Became a Sooner, if not for Eric Mitchell. Oh, dude. Quinn Grover. Okay.
You know what? I'm still pissed off at Eric Mitchell.
You knew I was fucked up. I'm not fucked up. I'm good. I'm tired. But rest in peace, Sid. That was a fucked up way that he passed too, man. That sucked.
Yeah, it was.
Seems like there was a lot of weird shit that went on around that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't need that's a lot to talk about, but came to my hotel after midnight one.
And here's a little fun fact for
the chat. Shut the fuck up, dude. What are you doing? Will Shields went to Nebraska. Yeah, Osborne's secret ingredient was steroids, says Turpin. Hey, man, we can't listen. I'm all good about like mostly killing Nebraska, but we don't do that. We don't have to do that about Coach Osborne, man. Coach Osborne was that dude, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he was that guy.
His secret ingredient was JUCO football in Kansas, by the way. That's what he did. He owned the Kansas JUCOs.
He did. He got them big corn-fed boys.
Yeah. From yeah, dude. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 of those JUCOs up there that are fucking insane good.
Mm-hmm.
Just pumping dudes out.
I've always had respect for Coach Osborne.
Yeah, me too. And I met him. He's a cool ass dude, right? Cool.
I even had respect for Bob Devaney when he was coaching.
Yeah.
Good man.
Well, all they did was win. All the fuckers did was win.
I was glad during the Devaney era when that damn quarterback David Hum graduated from Nebraska, him and Johnny Rogers. I still have PTSD over them too. Did he bring a bottle of whiskey in a midget?
Oh, we just devolve into all this madness here. This guy's fucking nuts in here. Will Shields, same year as Charles Thompson. Imagine Damon Parker if he had stayed in 1999. No telling what Oklahoma would have been. They would have been better than 7-5. Yeah, I would think so.
Damon Parker had asthma though.
Yeah. Well, you think about that team like shit. You have a hard time understanding why didn't they win before they had Garden City, Hutch, Butler College, and Coffeyville? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So 5 of them, no 4 of them.
And let's not forget during the Damon Parker era, our little Winniewood, Oklahoma standout, James Allen.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of those guys that you just kind of remember, right? But you think about those dudes that, I mean, they won the Natty in 2000, but those guys all came to play for the other dudes. Think about that. You know, it blows me away the staff that was there that lost all the fucking football games.
I remember James Trapp, Charles.
Neilio asked what? Shut up, chicken. Shut up. What was I saying? Oh, name that staff that was before Coach Stoops. Name that staff that was on there. Who was all on that staff?
Let's see. You had
I know some of them, but I know you'll have the whole thing. So I don't remember them all.
One of them was a famous NFL coach.
Right. Yeah. Read them off to me. Come on. Give them to me.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You had John Blake. You had Rex Ryan.
Fucking Rex Ryan, dude. One of the greatest defensive coaches in the NFL for the last, 20 years?
Yeah. Let's see.
Played with Kewan Jones and Nathan Hale at Nathan Hale. Kewan was a bad dude, bro. Kewan was a bad dude.
Yeah, Kewan.
Bro, I love that guy.
When I worked at Sportsman's Warehouse, I had a friend. He ran the clothing department, and he said he played football against Kewan, and he said he
didn't get enough love while he was there.
No.
People forget. Mike Gaddis.
Yep.
Mike Gaddis a bad dude too. Trapp went to Lawton High School.
To Clemson.
Trapp went from Lawton High School to Clemson. Big Trapp did? Yep. Fuck out of here. Big Trapp played at Clemson?
Not Trap House.
Oh. I was like, wait, what? Why didn't I know this? What are you talking about? Gary Gibbs? Gary Gibbs was on that staff. Oh, no. Gary Gibbs was the head coach. So give me that staff. Give me that staff again.
All I remember, Jason, because I try to not remember the names.
Yeah, well, I know. But
the only two
the point that sometimes shit just don't go together.
And that's John Blake and Rex Ryan. That's the only two I remember.
Yeah.
And I know Rex Ryan came up from SWASU. Southwest Oklahoma State U.
Uh-huh.
So that's all I can tell you about that staff.
Well, I know Rex Ryan had been at New Mexico Highlands before that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, Rex Ryan was one of them. Then I don't know. Several assistants during his tenure. I want to know who they are. This fucking thing.
Yeah, Kenneth Pope was defensive end under Blake.
Dick Winder was his offensive coordinator.
Oh, that Dick Winder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least he didn't have the handle of the guy when we played Auburn in the 1972 Sugar Bowl.
Dick Winder or Dick Winder? I don't know. It's Dick Winder, right?
But Auburn had a wingback in 1972. His name was Dick Smalls.
Poor bastard. That's almost as bad as Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle.
Fuck. It may be worse than Dick Trickle.
Dale Earnhardt used to have fun with Dick Trickle's handle.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like he brought the kit with him. Pope was there under Snellenberger as well. Yeah, there's the worst hire they ever made. It was Snellenberger. Fucking guy trying to come in and erase OU history.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. I remember my dad talking about this motherfucker. This ain't Miami. Who is this son of a bitch? I was like,
that's where I got the term drinking your own bathwater, because me and Daddy was watching it. He said, "Is that son of a bitch drinking his own goddamn bathwater?" Oh, that pissed Daddy off when he started saying everybody would forget about Barry Switzer and Bud Wilkins. Oh, that Dick Winder.
They actually do a half off, a buy one get one half off special on Thursdays, Neilio, in Vegas for that. It's good times. Just ask for the happy endings. Daryl Gardner, remember Daryl Gardner? Remember, Mike Minter.
Yep, Mike Minter, Daryl Gardner.
Dude, bro. But that's the thing. A bunch of really good coaches were on these staffs. Sometimes it just doesn't come together, guys. Sometimes it just doesn't come together. And, for everybody, we all watch, Barry and Mac talked about shit. If the transfer portal was going on back then, they probably don't stay.
Mm-mm. Oh, hell
That's
no.
why when people start saying stuff like, he should have, that Coach Stoops didn't let anybody bring in their own coaches with them as far as offensive coordinator, none of that, blah, 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 blah. None of that shit applies anymore.
I know.
There's everything's so much different now that you can't really judge based on, I love it that, you got to give Bob Stoops his credit. And I think that I'm actually grateful for Bob Stoops right now because he's calming down some people as far as the boosters are concerned and getting them to relax a minute, handle this. We'll figure it out. Right. I mean, using Daniels as an option quarterback was stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
We call that the Dick Winder. We call that the glory hole these days. Son of a bitch. We're just getting away with anything. Yeah. We're just doing whatever. It's only, it's 2:41. It's 2:41. Yeah. All right. Wow.
Jason, I think we had a good show tonight. What do you think?
Fun stuff, man. It's good stuff. I'm going to get out of here, get some sleep.
I am too, bro.
Guys, honestly, hey, get in there, check it out. Hey, we'll probably go on tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out and see. Kind of may have Sipping Sooner. If he can go on tomorrow night, I'll definitely be back on. Got to talk to the Sipping Sooner for a little while today. Enjoyed the conversation.
I'll let y'all. Jason, don't even worry about sending me a link. You haven't had Sipping on the show in a long time. You two guys cook.
We'll get after it, man. We'll figure it out for sure. But I appreciate you coming on now. Make sure everybody knows how to find you. In fact, I even have a ticker for you, big big dog. Hold on real quick here. Just go right ahead. You tell everybody how to find you.
You can find me at X or Twitter, whatever Elon decides to call it in a couple of days, at Okie Cowboy 1969. Or you can find me right here on YouTube at Sooner Legends Podcast. We are up to 635 subscribers. And for as little as $2.99 a month, you can become a member of my channel.
I'll update that too. On Mondays, it's Mike in the afternoon, 3:30 p.m.
Yes.
Every Monday afternoon with Mike Boganowski Jr. He also comes on with me on Monday mornings.
Yep.
It's a busy day for Big Mike Boganowski.
Yep.
We love having him. Marcus Dent, those guys come on. We'll definitely be on. I'm thinking we'll be on tomorrow night. We'll kind of see what happens in the Heisman. There'll be stuff to talk about there. There'll be people bitching as well.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like I'm not done with the argument with Brycey. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You're welcome.
I did. I just sat back and let y'all have it.
This is how we roll. This is how me and Bryce roll. We yell at each other and tell each other, fuck you. And then we just hang up and we'll talk tomorrow and we'll be okay. But it's just kind of how we roll. But, yeah. Neilio, I spit my beer up. Now, see, quit drinking. Damn it. Stop scaring me, legend. All right, guys, get your asses back on here tomorrow night. Hey, we appreciate it. Make sure you guys share the stream. If you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber. Hit the ring, hit the bell, because you never know. I might just pop up any old time. I love to talk ball and talk shit. And, it is what it is.
Yep.
So we have a good time. Thanks everybody for coming in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. And look, guys, there's pretty badass stuff on our merch site. You should get over there and check it out. We've got a lot of new different stuff. Hey, the Sooner Eeyore shirt is there. Good stuff. I sent one to Sooner Cowboys, by the way. Got one going to Sooner Cowboys. So yeah, he is the true Sooner Eeyore.
But Jason,
give us that at the end. Should we? I don't even know if we should play.
But Jason, I want to give you a shout out. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to come on. And
I appreciate it. I like having you on. You know that.
I love being on here. I love it when you come on my show. Well, I mean,
it's always fun, man. This is what we do. We just love talking
about what we do.
Talking some shit, right? Talking some shit.
Talking some shit.
Yeah. It gets better whenever we get the boys all together. And I mean, Bogle talks some shit. Marcus Dent was calling freaking Sooner Cowboys a dumbass all day one day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was in the chat on that one.
I was crying laughing about that. It was great. And the Coach Roybal Hall of Fame dancing girls. Hey, man, Christy's not going to ever allow that to happen. But I will say this. Coach Roybal is one of my favorites, dude. I love the guy to death. He's made this show a lot of fun for me. When Bryce left the show, because I love Bryce to death. He's like my brother. I didn't know if I was going to keep on doing it, but I kind of had to try. And I asked Coach Roybal if he would consider going on. I thought he was going to say, fuck you. But he didn't. And man, I just feel really blessed to have all the guys that hang out with us and come on this show a lot. And I'm blessed to have all you guys as members of our audience. We love it. We love it. Every one of us enjoys doing this. Don't think for 1 second, I don't know how blessed I am to have the ability or have the opportunity to come and talk with you guys all the time. I appreciate it more than you know. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
We love you too. Well, it's good stuff, man. It is good stuff. Bishop Frank is one of our guys. We love him to death. He keeps this thing all together and working and going. And it's just, man, it's awesome shit, man. I love it, love it, love it. He just gifted another membership. As per the usual, he's helping support us one member at a time, man. We appreciate you, Bishop Frank. You are the man.
Are you going to be busy tomorrow afternoon, noonish?
Until about 3. I got to work until about 3. Okay,
because I got to ask you some technical things about my YouTube.
Yeah, we can do that. I can. We'll get together. I think. What time is the Heisman ceremony? It's got to be evening-ish.
Yeah.
We could go before that, or
and our wonderful it's not an issue. I just don't know what I'm doing. Bishop Frank brought it to my attention, and I don't know how to change it.
Okay.
DM for those pics of Jason in a Speedo for $1.99. God, chicken.
Man, you could get more than that, bro. It's quite the sight. You know what I mean? All right, guys. We'll see you guys later on. I appreciate you all coming in. I'm going to kick Chicken out. He won't be on the next show. So just understand that. We'll see you all the next one.